Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to today's ELA lesson. I miss you all so much. I've missed having whole group ELA and math lessons every 4 days, pretty much every single week. And I have really missed that this week. So I miss you all so much. Please know that I miss you. But let's go ahead and get started, okay? First, we're going to start off by going over our sight words for this week. So our first sight word is, what is that? That's right, that's tell. T-E-L-L, tell. Good job. What about this word? Right, this word is same. S-A-M-E, same. Great job. What about this word? That's right, this is the word boy. B-O-Y, boy. What about this word? And this is the word any. Remember, it looks like Annie, but it's any. A-N-Y-N-E. Good job. Alrighty, we're just going to review our phonics skills today. So remember, we've been talking about our magic E that can change our vowels, right? Like here, this is the word at, and with magic E, it changed it to 8. Here's this word here with pin, but once you added magic E, it changed it to pine. And then here with hop, but with magic E, it changed it to hope. And then here with tub, but with magic E, it changed it to tube. We're going to talk about this magic E next week on Monday, so we're going to get to that one, but I just wanted us to review this week. So let's start with our first magic E rule that we learned, right? That was with Mr. A, Apron Man, for words like safe, 8, ape, so safe, safe, 8, plate, ape, grape, aim, came, and ache, cake. Then what about our magic E with Mr. I, right? Ice cream man. Ein, line. Ike, like. Ite, right. I'm, time. And I'd, ride. What about over here for magic E with Mr. O, right? We had words like O's, close, ope, rope, ode, road, oat, wrote, and oat, note. And then finally, magic E with Mr. U, right? So he would change up the umbrella to Mr. U. June, June, and remember, this can make a U sound or an oo sound, okay? June, June, flute, flute, oob, tube, oot, cute, use, use. Good job. All right, so that's our review. You'll just have our review activity today on Seesaw. But it's just working with these magic E and changing the letters to the Mr. vowels, right? The vowel men, right? So Mr. A, Mr. I, Mr. O, and Mr. U. Alrighty. So before we go and read our book, I do want to go over our I can statement. So our I can statement is I can retell a story by using details such as the setting, characters, problem, and solution. So today we're going to read a fun Christmas story, so a fun holiday book, and then I'll go over your Seesaw activity with you. So today, let me get comfortable and cozy to read the story to you. This is the story Mistletoe by Margie Palatini, illustrated by Henry Cole. 'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tuneful of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his mustache had the holiday spirit. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization, a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple, easy, yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. Check. He shopped till he dropped. Check. He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from ceiling to floor. Check, check, check. Then he wrapped yo, 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 and he ribboned ho, ho, ho. And on each and every package, he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. Check, check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. Man, he seems like he's got it all together. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out the pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons and tons of tins of cookies. Check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check, check, check. He made jellies, sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes, so simple, so easy, but of course, so perfectly perfect. Man, he's got it all together. I wish Mrs. Cooper had it as all together as Mr. Moose. Man, need to take some lessons from Mr. Moose. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls, then spruced up the walls. He beaded, bowed, and mistletoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths and holly, jingled bells, sang noels. Oh, good golly, this Moose was jolly! Check, 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 check. Man. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one with special care. And just in time, too, soon Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree, getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap, and so simple, so easy, and if he did say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. Man, it seems like nothing can go wrong. On that night before Christmas, Mother, Little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done. Everything looked bountiful, festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the missus as the five stared at one empty corner. Oh my, oh me, oh gee. Pop, what happened? Cried Junior. You forgot the tree. Uh-oh, there's our problem. He forgot the Christmas tree. Oops. Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose put on his galoshes, like big boots, and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow, and that's all there was to that. So out went the Moose, braving blustery, blowing winds in the cold, trudging through snowdrifts, courageous and bold. Man, he's going to go out and find a Christmas tree. You think he's going to be able to find one? Moose first hooked it down to the corner, not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy bowless bough hanging around. Nope, nada, nothing. No tree to be found. Ruh-roh. There's no Christmas tree. What are they going to do? No tree, sighed a sad moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, "Oh, so who needs a tree?" But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children, and he winked at his bride. "Kids," he declared, "fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop." So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They each took a part, grabbing strands, taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped and they plopped and they placed and they pasted and they pressed, they curled and twirled in every which way a follicle could fathom until Moose's magnificent mustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. Whoa! Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes and draped him with tinsel beginning right with his nose. They hung balls that were shiny and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plums, sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back. Junior plugged in his pop. Ooh, ah! Yes, Moose truly was one incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing, and oh boy, was he ever bright. Then Junior placed a star on top of Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed. Except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple, and it wasn't so easy, and okay, it wasn't so perfectly perfect. But you know what? That is a cool Christmas tree. It was pretty close. Ho, ho, ho. That's your story for today, Mooseltoe. So real quick, before I have you leave, I am going to go over your Seesaw activity with you real quick. So your Seesaw activity is this one right here. So you'll tap Add Response. And then there's another read aloud of Mooseltoe again if you need to listen to it again. And then here what you're going to do is you can tap the video and I read aloud all of these pieces for you, but you're going to put Mooseltoe in order from the beginning to the end. So you're going to put the events in order. So don't forget what happened first, what happened next, what happened then, what happened last. Think about those characters. When did the problem occur? When did the solution occur? Those types of things. So that is your Seesaw activity. Pretty simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank you so much for joining me. I miss you all so much. Mwah. I hope I see you all on Monday morning. All right, thanks so much for joining me. Bye.